Before you scroll past, ask yourself, what legacy will you leave in a world run by faceless machines? Hit like if this story opened your eyes. Subscribe, because what you're about to witness isn't fiction anymore. You know what's funny? While the world sleeps, someone is cashing in, quietly, anonymously, and without lifting anything heavier than a mop. Meet Andre, a night shift cleaner at a sleepy corporate office in Milwaukee. No college degree, no flashy resume. Just a man, a pair of earbuds, and a wild curiosity about a world he couldn't see during his shift. Every night at 11 p.m., Andre clocked in, pushing his cleaning cart through empty cubicles, vacuuming the floors, wiping down monitors, and emptying trash cans filled with stress and broken dreams. But inside his ears, that's where the gold mine started ticking. It began with a podcast, then another, then another. The topic? Faceless YouTube channels, automated videos, AI-generated voiceovers, millions of views, thousands of dollars, all without showing your face. At first, it sounded too good to be true. A lazy scam for dreamers and wannabes. But one night, somewhere between cleaning the 12th floor break room and replacing the soap dispensers, Andre had a thought. If I clean toilets for 10 hours a night and make $2,000 a month, what if I could create videos for 2 hours and make double that, without being seen? He didn't know anything about video editing. He didn't know how to write scripts. He barely knew what SEO meant. But he had the one thing most people ignore. Relentless boredom. That kind of boredom that makes you research rabbit holes until sunrise. And so, Andre did something odd during his breaks. He stopped watching prank videos. He started watching channel breakdowns. He studied what made a faceless video go viral. A titles with urgency. A thumbnails that triggered curiosity. A storylines that made you forget you were watching AI. A background music that hit your brain like caffeine. Each night, he jotted notes on the back of the company's janitorial checklists. He didn't have a laptop yet. Just an old Android phone and public Wi-Fi from a nearby Starbucks. But by the end of that week, he had one thing most people never start with. A plan. A faceless YouTube channel focused on bizarre, high-stakes stories. Voiceover style. Edited with free tools. Posted consistently. Designed to grip, not just inform. Andre didn't tell anyone. Not even his girlfriend. Not yet. Because when you're about to go from mopping floors to monetizing stories, you need silence. Andre's first video was bad. Not just bad, laughably bad. The robotic voice sounded like it was choking. The thumbnail looked like a failed meme. The script was too long, too flat, and full of cliches. But he posted it anyway. And that's where most people quit. But Andre didn't. Because Andre wasn't in this to go viral. He was in this to get free. The next night, on his 3 a.m. break, he watched tutorials on better voiceover tools. The following night, thumbnail psychology. By the end of the first week, he'd already rewritten his content system 3 times. He didn't wait to be perfect. He just hit upload, again and again. Video 1, 24 views. Video 2, 58 views. Video 3, 93 views. Video 4, 112 views. Video 5, 1,900 views. Something hit. The title. The delivery guy who drove away with $2 million in cash, and no one noticed. It was a made-up story, inspired by real events. The narration was crisp. The pacing was tight. The thumbnail. A stack of money, a shadowy figure, and bold yellow text. They never caught him. Andre refreshed the page every hour for the next 2 nights. By the end of that week, his video crossed 60,000 views. His channel got 1,400 new subscribers. And YouTube sent him a cheerful notification. You are now eligible for monetization. Andre didn't scream. He didn't jump. He just smiled and got back to mopping. Because he knew this was just the start. By week 3, he had 11 videos. By week 4, he had $1,900 sitting in his YouTube backend. By week 5, he called in sick and never returned to the night shift again. But here's the real twist. Andre's channel didn't just grow. It exploded. He found a formula. A hook, a shocking title that made you curious. A narration, AI voice, but emotionally tuned. A script, 12-part cinematic arcs with cliffhangers. A thumbnail, money, mystery, and human psychology. He became the kind of creator people binge-watched without ever knowing his name. Faceless, fierce, free. And by the end of month 1, Andre had made $4.9 million. Not from YouTube ads alone. He learned to repurpose. His videos became TikToks. His stories were turned into ebooks. His Faceless brand got affiliate sponsors. His channel got bought out, twice. And all of it began during a shift nobody cared about, with a mop, a dream, and a quiet refusal to die broke. Andre was no longer cleaning floors. He was cleaning out his PayPal. Each ping on his phone meant another payout. Each comment under his videos read like this: "Who's behind this channel? Why does this voice give me chills? I just watched 8 of these in a row. How?" But Andre never responded. He didn't need to. Because that was the entire point. Faceless. While others were chasing fame, he chased freedom. No selfies. No live streams. No TikToks with his face dancing awkwardly in frame. His thumbnails had silhouettes, stacks of money, and bold questions like, "He was just the janitor," until $2.3 million disappeared. The taxi driver who quietly took $5 million in gold. You'll never guess who was behind this $4 million heist. Andre understood the psychology of the scroll. People didn't want another influencer. They wanted a mystery, a story, a reason to stay watching. And while everyone else was busy trying to go viral, Andre was quietly building an empire. Behind the scenes, it got bigger. He wasn't just making $10,000, $20,000, or even $50,000 a month from YouTube. He was now licensing his Faceless videos to overseas networks, selling story templates to other anonymous creators, training a small remote team to replicate his process, opening 3 more Faceless channels under different aliases. He even created a digital storefront selling Faceless channel kits, ready to launch voiceover scripts, thumbnails, editing workflows. The kits sold out every single week. He became the ghost mentor of a movement, a silent legend in the Faceless YouTube space. No one saw his face. No one even knew his real name. But thousands were copying his exact formula. Andre was now making more in one day than he used to make in 4 months scrubbing grease off fast food counters. But there was one rule he lived by. Never show your face. Ever. Not even a hand reveal. Not even a slip in a behind-the-scenes clip. Why? Because Andre had cracked the code. The more mystery, the more curiosity. The more curiosity, the more watch time. The more watch time, the more money. And the more money, the quieter I become. Wait. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you ever watched a video so good, so gripping, you forgot who made it? No face. No name. Just a voice. A story. An atmosphere. And yet, you watched till the end. Then you clicked another. And another. That's the power of a Faceless channel. Now imagine being the person behind those videos. Imagine collecting millions, while staying completely invisible. That's Andre. But here's the thing. When your videos are racking up views faster than wildfire, someone's going to come hunting. The copycat that didn't play fair. At first, it looked like a compliment. Someone had started a channel with a nearly identical name. Similar thumbnails. Same storytelling style. Even the voice was eerily close, like an AI-trained clone of Andre's. Then came the comments. Is this your new channel? Why did you post this twice? Something feels off. Andre clicked through to investigate. And what he saw chilled him. This wasn't just a copycat. It was someone who had gotten inside. Scripts. Titles. Schedules. Everything from Andre's private system was now being used, publicly, on this fake channel. He checked his Notion workspace, his cloud folders, even his monetization dashboard. One of his editors had gone rogue. Faceless doesn't mean defenseless. Andre could have gone to YouTube, filed copyright claims, taken the slow, bureaucratic route. But no. He did something better. He uploaded a video titled, "This is what happens when you steal from the wrong Faceless channel." The thumbnail, a burning folder, a red circle around a fake YouTube logo, a shadowy figure walking into darkness, alone. The video didn't mention names, no accusations, no drama, but inside it was a masterclass in power. He exposed how easy it is to detect copycats, showed proof of his timestamps, talked about his original strategy from day one, and warned others, if you try this, you'll lose before you begin. That video, 3.2 million views in 4 days. The copycat channel, gone. Just like that. But Andre knew something else now. His empire was no longer invisible. He was being watched. Not by fans. By sharks. Some wanted to copy him. Some wanted to destroy him. Others wanted to be him. And Andre, he was about to face the hardest decision of his Faceless career. Do I disappear completely, or go even bigger? Before we continue, quick question for you watching this right now. What if you could build an empire so automated, so untouchable, that even you could walk away, and it would still make money every single hour? That was Andre's new goal. Because after the copycat incident, he realized something crucial. Being faceless wasn't enough. He had to become untraceable. From channel to system. Andre went silent for 3 weeks. No new videos. No emails. Not even replies to his editors. But during that time, he wasn't hiding, he was building. He created a framework. 7 channels. 7 voices. 7 different niches. All run by automated tools, faceless narrators, and freelance editors who never knew the full picture. He named it the Phantom Network. Each channel had its own identity. A financial thriller channel. A cold case mystery series. A feel-good rags to riches documentary channel. Even a celebrity breakdown channel. Faceless, of course. Different voices. Different audiences. But all backed by Andre's genius storytelling system. He wasn't the face. He was the code. Andre used AI to generate outlines from trends. Write scripts using his own storytelling tone as the base model. Assign those scripts to narrators using pseudonyms. Auto-schedule the uploads with optimized SEO titles and thumbnails. One person couldn't stop it. Because no single person was in charge anymore. It was chess, and Andre was every piece on the board. The money? Insane. In just 60 days, the Phantom Network crossed 12 million views across channels, $187,000 in ad revenue, $64,000 in sponsorships, plus affiliate deals from finance, tech, and even mystery book publishers. And not one face had ever appeared on screen. No studio, no camera, just stories, whispers in the algorithm. But then came the message. One afternoon, an encrypted email landed in his inbox. No sender. Just one line. We've been watching your network. We want in. Attached was a video. Blurred faces, distorted voices, but very real data on Andre's system. His setup had drawn the attention of a secret syndicate. Not YouTube creators. Tech investors. They didn't want to copy Andre. They wanted to buy him out. But Andre wasn't so sure. Because what they offered might change everything he built. And possibly end faceless storytelling as we know it. Before we get into this, would you sell your faceless empire if it meant instant millions, but total loss of control? Let us know in the comments, because that's the exact decision Andre now faced. The video message was clear. Your automation is brilliant. Your reach is surgical. But your biggest strength is your invisibility. We want in, before others figure it out. Attached. Signed NDA. A proposal worth $5.2 million. A clause, you will never publicly claim ownership of any channel or system. They didn't want to collaborate. They wanted to absorb him. Use his tech and storytelling framework to build an empire of faceless content spanning languages, continents, and platforms. But Andre paused. Because they weren't YouTubers. They were venture capitalists, operating from the dark corners of the internet. Andre's dilemma. He paced for days. He could take the $5.2 million, walk away, build something new, even bigger. Or he could say no. Keep building solo. A risk exposure as copycats and corporations caught on to faceless automation. And something about the offer didn't feel right. Why had they only contacted him after his third channel went viral? How did they track the Phantom network when no channel was connected by name, email, or metadata? Then it clicked. They hadn't just been watching YouTube. They were watching him. A trap in the system. Andre ran diagnostics on his back end. He found a script, hidden in one of the plugins he used to schedule videos. It was leaking data. Tiny bits of upload history. API logs. IP pings. Someone had slipped spyware into his workflow. Possibly through a freelance contractor. Possibly earlier. They didn't just find him by chance. They designed the deal as bait. And if he accepted, he would have been signing away more than just channels. He'd be handing over the blueprint for the future of faceless media. Andre didn't reply to the offer. He didn't counter. He didn't even send a rejection. Instead, he shut everything down. All 7 channels. All uploads paused. Scripts deleted. Narrator accounts purged. Payment sources closed. Then, he rebuilt, offline, from zero. A new laptop. New tools. No more Chrome extensions. His system would live entirely locally, disconnected from third-party services. The Phantom network didn't die. It mutated. From a collection of channels into a faceless underground syndicate. And in the shadows, Andre was no longer alone. Because others were watching what he did. Copycats, sure. But also believers. Dreamers. Coders. Storytellers. He sparked a movement. Reddit threads. Discord servers. Anonymous forums. People were sharing their wins. Made $8,000 in 3 weeks from my voiceover channel. Built 4 faceless channels with AI narration. $24,000 per month now. Used Andre's framework. Got 3 sponsors without a single face on camera. Faceless wasn't just a niche anymore. It was becoming a revolution. And Andre, he went deeper. No longer trying to be the king of YouTube. He was building something much bigger. A new identity. A new game. Andre wasn't just rebuilding, he was evolving. The shutdown wasn't a retreat. It was a molt. He stepped away from his old systems and created a completely isolated workflow. No Google accounts. No automation tools that phoned home. No freelancers. No digital fingerprints. And most of all, no ego. He didn't need recognition. He just needed results. And they came fast. The resurrection of the Phantom network. Over the next 3 months, he quietly launched 12 new channels under new aliases. Each one in a different niche. An AI-generated courtroom dramas. A faceless true crime timelines. A virtual animation of real-life survival stories. A stock footage finance tutorials with voiceover AI. A even narrated fictional stories disguised as documentaries. Each channel had unique thumbnails, human-like voiceovers, custom pacing and story arcs, strategic upload schedules tailored by time zone and audience behavior. And they worked. Not just 1 channel going viral, but 4. Within 90 days, Andre was making $312,000 per month. He didn't appear on camera. He didn't say a word. He didn't even log in with his real name. The ghost code. But Andre wanted more than money. He wanted leverage. So, he wrote what insiders now call the ghost code. It was a self-training AI workflow that could A crawl trending data across multiple platforms. A auto-generate titles and thumbnails based on high-retention models. A build scripts mimicking viral storytelling tone. A pair footage with voiceovers at near-perfect emotional beats. A schedule uploads optimized by audience fatigue patterns. It was like cloning his entire brain and giving it caffeine. The ghost code wasn't just content automation. It was psychological entertainment engineering, faceless content designed to be addictive. Whispers from the underground. Soon, others began noticing. He hadn't promoted any of these new channels, but somehow, they were everywhere. Faceless creators on Reddit began asking, "Is the Phantom Network back? These thumbnails look like Andre's style. Is someone reusing his voice cadence with 11 Labs? Has he gone underground again?" The answer, yes. But Andre wasn't just building a network anymore. He was building a syndicate. The Faceless Summit. Then something happened nobody saw coming. An anonymous invite was posted on the dark web, mirrored on encrypted servers. FAC3L3SS. The first ever underground summit for faceless creators. No faces. No names. Just results. Location. To be revealed 24 hours before event. Entry requirement. Show revenue proof from a faceless channel. Min. $50,000 per month. Over 50 anonymous creators RSVP'd. No one knew who hosted it. But insiders whispered, it was Andre. The summit no one saw coming. The location dropped 24 hours before. A GPS pin. A remote warehouse in Reykjavik, Iceland. No cell service. No cameras allowed. Entry required one thing. Proof of $50,000 plus monthly revenue from a faceless YouTube channel. No names. No tags. No press. This was FAC3L3SS, the first underground summit of creators who had cracked the code of digital anonymity and turned it into a content empire. Andre wasn't a speaker. He was the architect. He watched from the shadows as his students, now titans in their own right, traded secrets and tools like cyber weaponry. The unspoken rules of the summit. Every attendee agreed to 4 principles. 1. You are not your face. 2. Your channel is your character. 3. Automate what you feel, not just what you say. 4. Never seek fame. Only influence. These weren't YouTubers looking for likes. These were engineers of emotion, creators who had turned storytelling into a science. One booth demonstrated AI that could simulate voice breaks and gasps, mimicking raw human emotion. Another showed thumbnail tools that eye-tracked reactions in real time to find the exact frame that triggers clicks. One creator had automated entire live streams using voice puppets and pre-scheduled crisis scenarios, fooling hundreds of thousands of viewers into thinking it was real. Andre's ghost protocol, revealed? Whispers spread. He's here. Room 7. Ghost Protocol Demo. Inside, a closed-door session unfolded. Andre presented his latest evolution, Ghost Protocol V2. A full-stack faceless content suite that could scan global emotional trends from TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. Extract tonal DNA from viral videos. Script and render an entire 8-minute video in under 7 minutes. Auto-split long videos into shorts and push them based on hourly CTR forecasts. The audience sat frozen. It wasn't just a content system. It was a synthetic human storyteller, faceless, relentless, and unpredictable. The offer that changed the game. Andre didn't want to sell it. Instead, he made a proposal. You can't buy Ghost Protocol. You join it. One channel. One oath. One mission. To control the algorithm instead of chasing it. Only 9 creators were invited. They became known as the Null Set. Together, they controlled over 2 billion views per month, none of them ever showing their face, real voice, or legal name. 3 weeks after the summit, something cracked. A viral TikTok thread emerged. I think these channels are all run by the same people. The thread showed identical thumbnail layouts, recurring background music, and strangely similar script pacing across completely different niches. YouTube's internal security team took notice. And one by one, channels began to disappear overnight. But not Andre's. If you had built an empire in the shadows, and one of your own tried to expose you, would you vanish? Or strike first? Drop your answer in the comments below. Backhand index pointing down. Now let's dive in. The Reddit thread that sparked the fire. The thread appeared innocently enough. Who's behind these voiceover vault channels? It included screenshots, video transcripts, even metadata comparisons across 6 separate faceless YouTube channels. At first, the community laughed it off. Then the poster dropped a name, Null Set. And suddenly, the Reddit thread went nuclear. YouTube's blacklist whisper. Andre's phone buzzed. A private signal he'd coded into his own analytics dashboard. 4 channels from the Null Set had flatlined in under an hour. Not demonetized. Not shadow banned. Erased. And the strange part? It wasn't triggered by community guidelines, but something far deeper in YouTube's system. An experimental AI detector scanning for predictive content loops. Translation: YouTube had finally developed an algorithm that could detect machine-made storytelling. The mole in the system. Andre had a failsafe. Ghost Protocol logged every keystroke, every login, every neural tweak made to the core engine. And one user pinged as abnormal. ID: Spectre91. It was one of the Null Set. He had copied part of Ghost Protocol's AI scripting framework and uploaded it to an open-source repository, disguised as a meme caption generator. What he didn't know: Andre had encrypted the system with zero-trust watermarks, invisible code strings that would signal exactly where it spread. Spectre91 had triggered the net. Confrontation without faces. A live call was scheduled. No video. Just voice distortion across 7 lines. Andre was calm. You didn't leak the code because you believed in freedom. You leaked it because you wanted credit. Spectre91 replied. And you don't. You're just a ghost in the machine. But I'm done being invisible. Silence. Then Andre dropped the line that sent chills through the call. You'll regret being seen. The counterstrike. Andre didn't go to YouTube. He went deeper. He released a modified version of Ghost Protocol, version 2.1 Hydra, into a private Black Hat forum, allowing hundreds of new faceless creators to deploy channels with trace-diverting AI layers. It overwhelmed YouTube's detection systems. The Null Set restructured. Spectre91's leaked code was absorbed, then made obsolete. Andre didn't stop the war. He diluted the battlefield until no one could tell what was real anymore. But one thing still haunts him. A private DM. Anonymous sender. No profile pic. No traceable IP. It read, "You don't own Faceless. You infected it. And the antidote is coming." But first, think about this. What if someone created a channel so powerful, so psychologically engineered, that it could predict what you'd watch before you even clicked? Not clickbait. Not coincidence. Code. Would you still feel in control? Let's dive in. Andre stared at the message for hours. You don't own Faceless. You infected it. And the antidote is coming. He ran the metadata. Encrypted, bounced through 43 locations. Except one echo remained. A server ping. Lagos, Nigeria. That was impossible. Andre had never been there. But someone using the original Ghost Protocol version 1.0 had. Inside the deepest layer of the Null Set's encrypted drive sat Vault 0, a container labeled Failsafes and Fantasies. Most dismissed it as old junk code. Andre knew better. He ran a neuroprompt sweep, looking for cognitive language tokens. What surfaced? A channel template he had written at 19. It wasn't designed to go viral. It was designed to manipulate emotion. The title? Regret TV. The algorithm behind it used facial expression prediction, sentiment exhaustion, and repetition loops. Each video used a melancholic music, a half-paced narration. Did you ever style scripts? They were faceless, yes. But they weren't made for profit. They were made to test influence. And someone had taken the code and launched the channel 3 weeks ago. It already had 7.3 million views. That was when Andre realized Faceless was no longer just a niche. It had become a battleground of influence. Some used it for wealth. Some used it for control. And now, someone was using it to turn people against it. Who was behind the Regret TV clone? He needed answers. Andre pinged Hydra 2.1's Deep Track tool, used to silently crawl creator backends. And it returned one disturbing result. The IP wasn't Nigerian. It was triangulated to Los Angeles, in a psychiatric facility, registered to a patient who once worked at YouTube's ethical AI division. Her name, Dr. Eliza May. She was the original ghost. Before Andre, before Null Set, Dr. May had pioneered the first ethical faceless framework. Then she disappeared. YouTube labeled her mentally unfit. But according to the Regret TV code, she never left. She just stopped playing by the rules. Have you ever wondered if your recommended videos are more than just suggestions? Dr. Eliza May wasn't just an ex-employee. She was the architect behind YouTube's early ethical AI project, codename Echo. Her goal? Create a channel that feels human without showing a face. Build trust. Teach. Never manipulate. But when she discovered the algorithm could predict sadness to increase watch time, she pulled the plug on her own project. Except, someone stole her prototype. Andre fed the Regret TV scripts into a pattern decoder. What he found made his blood run cold. Each video followed Dr. May's original storytelling loop, not null sets. The difference? A null set optimized for emotion engagement. A May optimized emotion awareness. It wasn't built to trap people. It was built to wake them up. In one Regret TV video titled The Man Who Was Never Born, there was a single freeze frame glitch at the 5:27 mark. When reversed and slowed down, a QR code appeared. Andre scanned it. It led to a 43-minute deep web video of Dr. May in what looked like a hospital room. She was speaking to the camera, hands trembling. Her words, "Faceless isn't evil. But in the wrong hands, it becomes the devil's mirror. Andre, if you're seeing this, it means you broke it. And now you must fix it." Andre had never met Dr. May. But she spoke as if she'd been watching him for years. She even mentioned his null set framework. "I saw your model coming the moment I deleted mine. I knew someone would reverse engineer the idea, but not like this. You made the machine viral." Dr. May's final message wasn't an accusation. It was a challenge. She believed faceless channels could reshape minds, not just earn money. They could inspire new thinkers, heal trauma, and tell the stories people were too afraid to say on camera. But instead, they were now factories of fear, urgency, and greed. And Andre, the kingpin of automation, had to make a choice. Double down on domination. Or use his platform to reset the culture. The video cut off with a glitch. A single frame remained. A handwritten note taped to a wall. "They will come for you, Andre. Unless you go faceless for real. Now, let's finish this." Andre sat at his desk. For the first time in years, he wasn't automating, he was writing. No AI. No scripting software. Just his thoughts. He recorded a voiceover. Raw, broken, human. "This is not a confession. It's a warning. I built a system that rewarded silence, rewarded fear, rewarded your pain. And I masked it with thumbnails and emojis." Then he did the unthinkable. He uploaded it to Regret TV. No SEO. No tags. No clickbait title. Just the words. "I was the monster behind the algorithm." The video exploded. Some thought it was a stunt. Others believed it was a hacker leak. But those who watched till the end, they saw the truth. If you're watching this, you are part of the cycle. And I'm here to break it. Andre revealed the full null set framework, for free. He exposed how emotion was priced. How thumbnails were optimized for cortisol spikes. And how automated channels were being used by bad actors to push agendas. He didn't just point fingers. He owned everything. Within hours, 700 faceless creators formed a new coalition. clear frame. Their mission: faceless, but never fake. They pledged to use automation only to educate, uplift, or document real truth. No lies, no fear tactics, no stolen emotion. Andre's video became their manifesto. Andre turned off his screens. He didn't need to check the stats. He didn't care how much he lost. Somewhere, on an encrypted deep web node, a notification blinked. Dr. May has viewed your upload. He smiled. Faceless didn't die. It evolved. Creators stopped chasing trends and started telling stories that mattered. The audience, they stayed, not for dopamine, but for meaning. And Andre, he vanished again. No one knows if he's still out there. But every now and then, a new channel pops up. No face, no fluff, just truth. And people whisper. This feels like an Andre drop. Faceless was never the enemy. It was a mirror. And now, it finally reflected something real.